familiar? Scenes like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could be next. That is, unless you make the most important decision of your life.
What are you doing?
Huh? Me? Just hanging around.
Why isn't my mic working? It says my mic. Mike, where are you? Mike, what happened to you? Mike, Mike, what's happening? What did they do to you, Mike? Mike, we can't find you. Mike, what's happening, Mike? There. Hold up. It changed my mic into my music. What is this world? Let me, I'm a... Okay. So now that's all the way up. So that should be working now. Now we should have audio. Turn that down. Okay. All right. Blows up mic with mind. For real. Okay. I think Minor Nightmare Fuel was not expecting this. Yeah, so this is testing out some different things. This is not like a permanent solution, but this is something that I think would be cool to find interesting ways to integrate. I am not a huge fan of the way that this specifically does like the face or anything right now in a live sense. But we're going to be getting into working on some environment stuff today. When did my hair get so long? My hair is actually probably longer than it is on this digital character. They just didn't have the right hair for me. My hair is my hair is too curly to be digital, apparently. When did you join Seif? About the same time that we were doing those other tests, because I thought this would be like a fun way to like, so right now we're doing this live, which is pretty cool in its own way. Let me see if I can zoom in, because the quality is pretty decent. I need to select the camera. That's why there we go. So if I select this, and I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. I zoom in. And it looks all right. The mouth looks really weird. The eyes sometimes kind of drift off. But I figured, I was trying to think of ways to like either do green screen or something similar to bring like a character like into the world and be able to walk around and be like, this is what we're working on, blah 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 blah, do like video updates and stuff. And I might pursue it in this direction just because we already have the ecosystem set up, and then I don't have to build like a whole green screen pipeline. But there's also some cool stuff for, oh my word, did YouTube just disconnect? Hold up. Okay. YouTube like wigged out. Stream's going great so far. So a couple of quick updates and then we'll get into building the environment, because that's what I'm really here to do. Blah! Let me click out of that so that it doesn't populate. Okay. All right. So quick update. quick. I know this is crazy. This is weird. But yeah, I figured this would be like a fun way to like do like a character like walking around. Where now OBS disconnected. I swear. This is going great. But a couple of good updates before I get into the environment building, because we're gonna do that for a little bit. And then I might go play some Helldivers, because we do got to save the Seif. The Seif are currently being cornered, and if we don't save them, they are all going to die. So we cannot let that happen at all. But yeah, so a couple of quick updates. So last week we were doing a stream, and like the stream quality was a little choppy. I was on my old computer because my CPU died, and a CPU is very important to a computer working. So that's all been fixed. Huge shout out to Puget Systems for helping take care of that. They sent me a new CPU, and like was able to replace it and everything. And computer is back up and running the way that it's supposed to. And oh my word, is Unreal Engine crashing a whole lot less. I thought it was Unreal this whole time. Turns out my CPU was on the fritz. So that's good to know. The other kind of interesting development, there is a creator, if you're into Unreal Engine, they have a channel called I'm gonna blank on the name. I will pull it up real quick. I'm gonna freeze for a moment. But so there's this creator. He makes Unreal Engine content, tutorial content, stuff like that. But he also makes plugins for Unreal Engine. And I've talked to him before, and he was like, okay, yeah. So his name is on YouTube. It's Charlie O'Driscoll Unreal Engine Filmmaking. So he experiments with a lot of different technologies and stuff. Yeah, you're right. It was the Intel 11th/12th gen. You are right to assume that. Oh, and it's so interesting that you're bringing this up. The Marshal of Democracy. I was reading it as thermal. I don't have my glasses on because that's the only way to do the face tracking without like there being mad glare. Anyways, Charlie O'Driscoll, Unreal Engine Filmmaking. I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I was asking him basically like if one of his plugins integrated with the newest version of Unreal and some of the new tools in that I'm using, which we're going to go over here in a minute. And then he was like, hey, we're working on those features. We're getting the bugs out. Here's a free version of the plugin, like no strings attached. You can use it. Just a shout out or a credit would be cool. And I was like, that's so nice. So what is this Phantom plugin that I'm talking about? It is basically a plugin that can let you create crowds and just like spawn hundreds of animated characters. It's basically what they use to do the battles in the Lord of the Rings. It is like that same principle, just in Unreal Engine. So we can now do like an Illuminate horde or a Terminid horde or whatever, and spawn tens of thousands of characters and just have them all in there. And because of the way that we have set things up and built things out, like if we wanted to do like, you know, an Avengers Endgame, like every Helldiver, if we want to do something funny for like, you know, when we finish the series, because we're building all the Helldivers out in like the metahuman system, we could spawn a crowd of tens of thousands of Helldivers and they could all just be like, it would just randomize which armor set they're wearing and stuff. So that is like that's some really cool stuff we're going to be diving into. But we were looking into it originally for the Illuminate and some stuff, and then he was like, I just asked him a question about the plugin, and he was like, here, you can have it for free. Here's a thing. So huge shout out to Charlie O'Driscoll, Unreal Engine Filmmaking. Go check out their YouTube channel. He's got some really cool stuff. And he's really like into exploring just like what is the cheapest and like path of least resistance to make something. So it's the Geico caveman. That's so good. Joel used the stones. That would be such a good meme. Yeah, so that might be something that we look into. You know, it would be funny to do something that just kind of commemorates once like everything is together. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and something we're gonna be diving into more. But we're gonna get into some other tech, so I'm probably gonna get out of virtual me, and we'll get into things. So hi, Luke. Good to see you. All right. Character's going to get wonky because I'm going to put on my glasses and jump out of things. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. So because this is also partially, I think, having to do with my CPU being gone. Hey, there's me on lit. There's the dark, soulless eyes. Ah. We can. And now I look like Jeff Bridges. Now I'm just having fun. Wireframe me. You can see inside my brain. And we'll switch back to lit. Now this looks way less uncanny, huh? But all right, so let's pop out of this, and I'm gonna talk about some of the set stuff. And then we'll be just working on building out this live thing, because I think it'd be cool to move around in the world. But let's chat about other stuff. Let me close this to gain back some performance. I'm actually just gonna leave myself here. I'm gonna go away now. I'm gonna be here, but I'm gonna go away. How did my sleep paralysis demon make it onto a live stream? That's great. All right, so there was something wonky that happened with the texture in here, but to talk about a little bit about some of the new technology that we're messing around with. Let me open up my field of view a little bit. There we go. Okay, so there's a few things. This is the environment that we're working on. So we're building out the ICBM site with some of the base environment structures. And then essentially what we'll do is kind of get some of these details that we know we're going to be in more detailed out, and then fill everything else out kind of as it comes together. But what I've been working with in Unreal Engine recently is what's called PCG, or what they call procedural content generation in Unreal Engine. And before anybody thinks that it's like it's an AI thing, it's not. It's a math thing. This is basically how they build games in Helldivers, in Rockstar games, stuff like that, where it's basically just like take meshes and scatter them throughout the world. So it's something that's been in development for many years, and the patents for it predate, AI, or as we know AI right now. But basically what it does is like all this stuff that's scattered all over the world is basically just stuff that's told to randomly be placed throughout. Some of it is way too far underneath the map, I'm just now seeing. But it's pretty neat stuff. So basically what I can do is I can build out like a set of something, whether it's like a clump of buildings, or like if I wanted to turn like this structure of ice or whatever into one, I could. But basically what it does, I'll go and grab, where's my PCG folder? Here we go. If I grab this, and it just basically spawns an array of chairs within this specific volume for the chairs. This is like a really basic version of it, but they're also like all conforming to the landscape. So it's just one chair that it just like kind of has a rule set to duplicate across. And so like, let's say I wanted like less chairs and like, a tiny little clump or whatever. There you go. There are all your chairs right there. And so I'm running, is it okay to send Patreon member gift links here? I don't have a problem with that if you want to. But I do not know if YouTube will let you. I'm not sure. But you could always throw them in the Discord. I mega appreciate that. You? Mega appreciate. Could you make the Errata Prime? I really want to remember the blast I had there. Since what first planets I fought on. That's pretty cute. I think I just wrote something about rock. But yeah, so this is like a really fast way to lay things out. So here it's like just the chairs because I needed like to fill out like a little convention hall thing. But you can do this with anything and spawn as many things in it as you want. So like, let's even just say real quick, let me go find this chairs, duplicate, and we'll just call this building. And like you can spawn in like a bunch of different types of things, but like let's say I just wanted this, and I told this to set it up to where I'll just leave it the way that it is. It's gonna put them in a grid, but like you can randomly disperse them like I have some of the terrain. But like let's say I just wanted to have it look at, like, take a bunch of containers, right? Go to mesh entries, and let me find this container, my content browser, and I say I want those, and I want some of these, and like it's gonna start just randomly. Not a component tag. I need another mesh entry. Let's say I wanted to randomize some of these things. Actually, I might do. I'll do a handful of these. We'll randomize it. Those. And you can basically like add as many of these as you want into one, and it'll just put them on the grid, but then you can have like a bunch of these nodes like talk to each other and tell it where to put it with more logic than what I'm doing right here. I'm just kind of showing this for simplicity's sake. Let's add one more, and we'll save it, and we're gonna turn the we'll spread them out a lot more. But so now I have this kind of like this grid of these different meshes all out here, and you can go and like change this up a lot more. So like if I did like spatial noise, maybe I think this, I'm gonna remove that just so it randomizes these a little bit. And we'll tell them that these can randomly rotate 360 degrees. We'll turn off absolute rotation. And we'll make their scale, like they can be anywhere from 0.75 to 1.25. But so now we have this grid, or this like asset that can be dropped. Whoa, where did they go? Oh, I guess this one needs to be kind of near to the ground. I wonder if I had changed a specific setting for that. But they will now conform to the landscape, and I can come in and I can drop them on, and they'll re-randomize, they'll re-roll kind of how they're distributed. And the larger I make this, the more I can lay things out. So I went ahead for like one of the terrains, I built out something that just basically like plants trees and grass and all this other stuff that allows me to just drop it in really quickly. So it's pretty sweet. And you can like even see here, like something like this, none of this I had to place. It all just randomly shoots it out. Yeah, I definitely want to do more behind the scenes stuff. See, this makes me imagine what behind the scenes video the cast doing set interviews. Yeah, and that's all stuff that we want to look into, because this is Unreal Engine and we can run it in real time and do that kind of stuff. Especially because, like, you know, I still have me running over here, right? Yeah, so like I can have me here, but like let's say I wanted to grab literally anybody. I'll grab the Kodiak guy, which we're still working on. I'm overhauling the materials and stuff as well to make them look even better. But because this guy is also a metahuman, you can see me talking back here. But I can hook him up. And look at that. We're sharing that because they're both being controlled through the same camera, but we could do multiple inputs. And so this is something that we also want to see about doing, is like just having ways to interact with characters, because look how fast that took. So if you could get like if there was something where we could just like have an actor real quick do something to camera and then have them appear over here and being able to talk to you guys, that'd be super dope. So, and then like, you know, just as things continue to develop, I'm sure we'll be able to do this with the whole body. But you can also see, I can show off kind of, I've been reworking the materials a little bit more, just as I've been getting a better understanding of substrate. So you can see, maybe, I don't know how well it shows up on stream, but the way that the light is kind of glinting on the helmet looks much more realistic, and there's an actual like clear coat layer and roughness and the ways that the light gets broken up that actually looks physically accurate, which we didn't have before. Basically, this is what we had before, because this hasn't changed over. So see how on my armor it's like way more flat? That's what it looked like in For Liberty, right? Everything's just kind of flat and like evenly distributed depending on the quality of the texture. Whereas on the way we're doing the models now, you can see just how much more the light interacts and chisels in. So that's like an extreme close-up example, but it looks a lot more realistic now. So that's going to be pretty sweet. And the way we're doing the capes and everything has full body interaction, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, like, just to show it off even more, let me drop in as one of our characters. And so because of this new system, we're able to also just like run around and be the characters in the level like it's playing a video game. So this is like one way that we can go in and just like test stuff and look at things, which is also a lot more fun. But then, like, you know, we can also see how like the models and stuff are responding. We lost the sun. Sun, come back, sun. You can also see, you can tell it was my old workstation last week if you were here for that stream, because the frame rate is significantly improved, even though there's more meshes and stuff in the scene. But yeah, so now we can run around as a playable character and, you know, check different things. This is all animation that could be recorded later on, but it's honestly just more fun just to see kind of what the assets we're building look like. Oh, there must be an invisible wall here that I can't see. But it also just allows us to stress test more and see how, you know, different physics interactions and stuff are. So, all right, that's, I feel like, enough yapping about the technology. We got a weird flickering thing over there on the horizon, and I'm still out here. I'm still yapping. But yeah, so we'd love to do more live based stuff with this technology, because it's already here and it's running. So that's something that we're actively looking into. There must be something wonky with my material on the ground. But all right, we're gonna jump out of this and we can work on the environment a little bit. because next week we've also one more fun fact for the day. We also just did casting for episode 1. So there are, we already have our cast picked out. So we're going to be working on recording with them and starting animation. So we could be doing an animation stream as early as next week, which is very exciting. Very, very exciting. If not an animation stream, probably a like a mocap stream or something might be cool. But yeah, so those are all the quick technical updates. Things are running better. Things are looking better. Very excited for what's next on the show. And huge shout out to Puget Systems and Charlie O'Driscoll, Unreal Engine Filmmaking, for Puget Systems for the new CPU and saving my booty butt that way, and O'Driscoll for getting us that plugin that will allow us to do crowds of tens of thousands of characters. So very, very excited for what we have in store. I sent when I got that plugin from that creator, I messaged the guy who's writing one of the episodes, and that we knew the Illuminate was going to be in, and I was like, I was just given a plugin that allows you to put thousands of characters on screen. Do with that information what you want. But all right, let's. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these characters, and we'll delete this camera too, just so it's out of the way. All right. Yeah. So we'll get in and we'll do some environment stuff. Let me throw my webcam up. I don't have my other camera configured just yet, because ever since I replaced the CPU, there's just been a couple of things that I've had to re-add. So I'll get okay, it recognizes it, but it does not appear. I wonder why that is. Yeah, my webcam's not appearing in OBS. Oh, you want to know why? It's probably because Unreal Engine's using it. I'm willing to bet if I close that. There we go. Get my webcam. There I am. Hello. Hello, world. It's good to see ya. How's it going? Let me put myself in the corner here. Okay. There are streams. Do I animate on my own? For the most part, yes, but I do have a few talented animators that I work with that help me out as well. Animation takes a long time, and when you have like high volumes of it, it's like really important to like find what are the animations you want to sink the most time into, and then like strategically planning those out. Defying gravity. I'm the girl from Wicked. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm Wicked. Hey. That's there's a guy I follow on Instagram. He makes such dumb videos, but I cannot stop watching them. He just goes up in like amusement parks, and he goes up to the different character actors, and he's like, hey, I've been working on an impression of you. Can I do it for you? And it'll be like I just saw one. He's encountered this Tinkerbell actress a couple of times, so he's got like an ongoing bit with her, but it'll just be like, hey, my name's Tinkerbell. I'm tinking around. Hey. Like, Every single one makes me laugh. Every time I think I might be tired of it, I'm like, nah, this is still this tickles my brain a little bit. It's somewhere in there. But yeah, to show kind of, so this is another reason I really like Unreal Engine. It's just like now occurring to me that I haven't done one of these streams, like an environment building stream, in a while, is because Unreal is really just Legos on a computer. That's all you're doing is you're grabbing your Lego bricks and you're fitting them together and you're doing the thing. And even though there are ways, and like obviously using stuff like the PCG just to scatter stuff out like we did with these boxes over here, fantastic for when you just need to lay a bunch of that stuff out and not worry about it. But then like that allows you to sit down and focus on things that you do want to build out, like what I'm doing over here. It's like I want to take a little bit of time to make this the way that I want it. Can I add cheese? Mad Dog? For you? I can add cheese. Hold up. Let's go. I'm pulling up their marketplace thing right now. I'm gonna type in cheese, or yeah, cheese, and I'm gonna filter by free. A shout out to who's this guy? What's this guy's creator's name? Oh, not available for use in Unreal Engine. No. Simple cheese. All right, Cappy. Cappy, Kappe. You're making Mad Dog's cheese wishes come true. I'ma put the cheese wedge right there. Holy crap, how big is this cheese? Oh my word. Oh, it's like not centered. There's a piece of cheese for you, Mad Dog. I don't know why it's like wee. I don't know why it's all the way out there. Free cheese. That's right. That's right. I'ma put it. This is. Here you guys go. Lore. The cheese is what. Actually, hold up. Deeper lore. They're actually firing an intercontinental cheese missile. There we go. There's cheese in the missile. That's where it comes from. That's where cheese comes from. I knew it all along. I also didn't know that this was like producing fog down here. That's kind of cool. But yeah, there's cheese in the missile. That is deep. It's canon. It's canon. They're firing cheese now. There you go, Mad Dog. Cheese is in the film. You might only know it if you're on this stream, but there's cheese in the film. Get cheesed, clankers. The cheese is free burden. Exactly. Now I'm cheese bird, yeah. Alright. I get a little too goofy on streams, I'll be honest. This is my biggest problem. I have too much fun interacting with you guys to get real work done. We'll try and get a little bit of We'll try. We'll try to get a little bit. But then we just add cheese. Only 20 of us will know this deep knowledge. Exactly, but you have to bring it up all the time so everybody thinks there's a shared schizo experience. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure we'll get some environment work done at some point tonight. At some point. Yeah, Mrs. Coalition keeps saying she's gonna send Mad Dog a DM. She wanted to pass her compliments on your audition because we loved it. And this is like that was environment work. Hey, adding cheese. It was environment work, it was lore work, you know? Yeah, break out the tinfoil hats, screaming about cheese. This asset is not going to work here. No, what was really cool was just like the overall community response to this audition. Wow, that's sticking right out of the snow, ain't it? Bring it back now, y'all. I'm also just trying to hide this. Like, there's this one asset from the procedural stuff that kind of got stuck, so I'm just trying to hide it. But no, it was really cool to just see like all the auditions and stuff, and like all the talent we have in the server, and then like narrowing things down. So like for perspective, for Liberty. Actually, hold on. Let me just go get the real raw numbers, because I still have the forms. Let's see here. Okay. For Liberty, on the original form that we opened, there were a few more opportunities that opened up later on outside of this form, but in the original form that we opened for Liberty, for voice acting, there were 34 responses to that form on For Liberty when we originally opened it. That was back when the Discord was a couple of people. And it was open for a little while, and we were able to go through and cast some of For Liberty. There were people that came in down the line as well. So that was For Liberty's form casting being open for a minute, for a little bit. Heroes of the Galactic War had auditions opened for like 2.5 days, and we got 344 auditions, which is insane. So that was really, really cool to see everybody wanting to be a part of it, and then just like having to narrow it down from that was a lot more difficult than like kind of being like, okay, well, these are the handful of people that want to be part of this Helldivers thing. I'll kind of get them together and see who's good for what role, and then to have hundreds of people in just a span of like 48 hours do the same thing for where we're at now as compared to when For Liberty started was crazy. Hi, what episode am I working on? This is for the Polar Patriots and Masters of Ceremony episode. So working on the ICBM site. We can delete all this just so it's less weight in the level, because I'm going to forget that it's there all the time. Oh, another cool thing, was just like what we're building out. This was like when I was very early stage experimenting. But this is another example of another PCG element. It's a little broken, so it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to, but it's basically like this one just spawns a fence along it. So like, let me grab Mr. Spline. Oh, that's right. I put that post at the end. But this basically like spawns new fence pieces, so I can draw a fence instead of placing it. Well, that would be the idea, because I like to try to build this stuff also on my own. But sometimes, I do still be learning a lot of things, because like I could probably more easily go into the PCG mode and go into draw spline and then just be like, hey, I want to draw spawn static meshes, and I'll say I want it to be that fence piece, right? And then I could just take this and say, whoop, draw me a fence. And it starts drawing that stuff down. Maybe we swap that out for like, or maybe we just close the gap. It's pretty cool, like how responsive it can be. I guess we can keep it at 10, but maybe we'll turn up the distance, turn down the distance, or maybe we need to. Like I said, I'm still figuring this out. Oh, I think it's trying to draw my old one that I had in here with that old logic. Interesting. And now I've crashed Unreal Engine. No. What are we doing? Restore selected. Let's take a look. I had some help. Shout out to Ben Bolton, who voiced the cheese diver in For Liberty. He helped me with the casting. Unreal Engine's pretty good about autosave. I think as long as we've got our cheese in the ICBM site, we should be good. If we lost the cheese, then I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to cancel the whole episode. If we don't have the cheese, ladies and gentlemen, we got the cheese. The day is saved. Yeah, we lost very, 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 very little was lost. But yeah, let me say, like, here, I'm just gonna delete these out because like I was gonna do that eventually anyway. But yeah, let's try this again to show, because I think this was referencing those fences that I had placed down in like a different thing that I had tried to build out. So let's automaton, static mesh. We'll do the short wall. They got a short wall. But okay, so now if I draw this, whoop, there we go. It spawns them all right there, and I can turn up the count, and it attaches them. And like, there we go. Now we have an automaton fence drawn down. That took me seconds, literal seconds. It goes a little haywire here, but that's no biggie. Yeah, and like, you can see how much faster that is than doing it, you know, any other way. And so like using this new tool, like you can get as intricate as like the same way that they do it in the game, just basically making logic that builds an automaton base and just dragging it in, and like it completely builds an automaton base fully integrated into the environment, no matter where you place it. And then if you move it, it just changes and updates. So this is a very simplified version of that. And like, it's just like a cool thing. So like, I wonder, let's say we added a flag. Okay. Sure. And we made the weight like, or not that low. We'll say 0.25. So that should only, oh wait. So I guess it has to be a number above 1. But like, I mean, you can even see there, it's just kind of like randomizing the placement of that. But then like, you know, you can draw that to be kind of infinite. And we'll just turn up the count until the wall connects. Come on, wall. Come on. You're so close, wall. Okay. Close enough. It's leaving a giant gap everywhere the flags are, but you can see how much faster that is. Didn't have to place any of that by hand. I just drew it on there, and it just attaches the meshes that I want it to. So tons of cool stuff you can go in and set up and build. I've been trying to build my own, just because that helps me better understand this stuff. That's how we set up the whole metahuman pipeline with all the characters and the better materials and stuff like that, is because I really need to fully comprehend what it's doing to like feel like I know the ins and outs. Automaton Propagandist said, I subscribed. I'm not sure I can trust that. I do run on coffee and liberty. I have terrible insomnia. Here's the thing. I can go to sleep. It's just it is very difficult for me to feel tired. I actually like the few times. Where the heck did I put that snow? Snow, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Snow? I lost my snow. There it is. I like when I get like regular tired, like at a decent time. There's a little bit of me that's like, oh, but now I feel unproductive. But like there's a part of me that's like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like all the time. You know, I'm not supposed to feel like I like staying up till 2 and waking up at 6, or just staying up all night. Bro, when For Liberty, the day For Liberty came out, This is a fun story for anybody who doesn't know it. The day that For Liberty came out, I was working on getting a copy of the film over to Arrowhead because they wanted to watch it. They wanted to have like an office party and watch the film, and they were planning on it and all this stuff. And I was like, man, that's so awesome. They're like, we're having a pizza party and da-da-da. We're gonna do it after work and stuff. And I was like, that's awesome. And then they were like, wait a second, when are you releasing it? And then it like dawned on us that because it wasn't releasing until like 8 p.m. EST, like nobody was going to be at work anymore in Sweden, obviously. So I needed to get a copy of the film to them earlier. And so I sent them an early copy of the film, like on the day of, but I was up until like 5:30 a.m. and I was like, all right, like here it is, or like here's where it is. I'm gonna get a little bit of sleep, and then I'll get back up and get the film over to you guys. So I went to bed at like 5:30 and got back up at 7. Just kept cranking away. And so I sent it to Arrowhead before I had even watched it. I was just like, here you go, guys. And like I had accidentally sent them a version of the film. It didn't have the title on the front, so it didn't say like when they fly off on the Pelican. It didn't have like the film logo, like it just said like the Plot Coalition presents, and then nothing. So got it fixed obviously before we uploaded, but then then I watched like the version that went on YouTube. I proof watched at about noon or 2 p.m. With some of the cast and crew, and then like I was like, all right, it's out, it's done. There's a couple other things we need to get ready before everything goes live, and so like focused on that, and then didn't honestly like sit down and watch the film, because when it premiered, I was pretty much watching chat and like hanging out with my Discord. Oh hey, I'm still in here. I'm going to delete me again. Bye me. I was watching chat and just watching everybody's response to the film, and then like the next day I actually sat down and watched it like for the first time, because it had already been out and already had like 250,000 views or whatever, and so I got to watch it for the first time once like it had already kind of been seen in mass, and that was a cool experience. But yeah, the day For Liberty came out, I had only slept for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I was finishing the film that night. Mr. Coalition talking about auditions. Alright. I'm probably going to cover up this little wall section and then probably call it a night. I do want to go do my part to help save the blueberries. I think that's important. I feel like if I don't contribute, it runs counter to my Blueberry effort so far. But as far as next steps go, is like, you know, we're in a good position to start animation. Like basically, like we'll do the voice recording with the actors, just because it'll help not have to like walk back anything in animation. But then once we do, we're gonna be like in a good position to start animation, which is the longest part. And we're already being conscious about like what that pipeline and process is gonna look like, so we can do it as efficiently as possible. Also, Mad Dog, your dog, who doesn't appear to be mad at all, is adorable. I love your dog and how much she loves cheese. I think my dog is indifferent to cheese, honestly. I think he's like food. Give it to me. I always make a joke that he's like our trash puppy, because we didn't find him, but we adopted him off the streets of El Paso, Texas. And like we had a friend who was like the shelters in Texas are just like terrible in general, but she was helping out by like just fostering a dog. And they posted on Facebook where like, hey, we have this dog, but like we can't keep it, like obviously. Like, is there anybody who would be interested? And so I drove all the way out to El Paso and picked up our little trash dog, who is not little anymore. A big dog. We had no idea how big he was gonna be, because they also like nobody, the vet, the shelter, the person taking care of him, like nobody knew what he was. We think he's some sort of Australian cattle dog, shepherd husky mix, but he's a very good boy. But because nobody knew what he was, we had no idea how big he was going to get, so he just kept growing and growing. You should let him say hi. Is he even up here? Let me check. He is. He's on the couch. Come here. He's a big boy. I'll make my camera bigger. Ah. It's the dog. He's the big boy. Hello. You're elbowing me in the chest. But he's a good boy. Aren't you, TMT? TM. Hello. Are you mad because I woke you up from your nap? Now he's like, oh, now you're trying to hold me like a little baby. Like a little baby. What if I scratch behind your ears? Oh, that's gonna that's gonna change your mind. It's closing his eyes. Ooh. Hi. Oh. I know you don't like to sit on the lap. You like to be on the couch because you're so big now. You're such a big boy. He was so little back then. He was like this big. Got a kiss. He's become a grumpy. He just turned 5 on Valentine's Day, and he has become a grumpy old man. He's lost his puppiness, and so now he's just an old man who wants to sit on, like, take naps and chase the badgers and the skunks outside. He is mean mugging right now. Ugh. Do you want to get down? Do you want to go back to sleep? Here, I'll take you back to the couch. Ooh, I'll carry you. That's the dog. His name is Samson. He's also got his winter coat like half in, half out. So, but he's a very good boy. 10 out of 10. Only dog I've ever had, personally. My siblings had dogs, and I was never a huge fan of the idea of getting pets. But Samson is built different. He is a very, very good boy. All right. Let's finish up this side. I am not a cat person. There are good cats, but most cats that I've encountered haven't been great. But I do love me some snakes. Snakes are a pet that Mrs. Coalition and I have wanted to get for a long time. Just haven't done it just yet. Oh, Big Head Me still is here. I'm just working in the background. Yeah, it'd do be about time to dive on Cyberstan. I'm probably gonna wrap up so I can do that for a mission or two. Go and save the precious thief soldiers that are trapped right now. But I'm making propaganda so that they will never have to be trapped again. That is the promise of Super Earth. So I don't love the way that this looks, but I'll probably work on it some more later. I'm sure I'll come up with a faster, more shorthand idea. Yeah, I'll work on that a bit. Maybe I can just take this and make it small. Boop. And blend it in. Like a duck on cocaine. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but... Yo, I don't know if they're watching the stream right now or not, but there was a guy who auditioned for Lucas, and he made it into my like first pass of selects for his performance, but also the fact that he was wearing a shirt that had a raccoon that was riding a duck. And I was like, I'm adding him to my selects for the drip alone. And so ultimately the duck shirt, the duck raccoon combo shirt didn't score the role, but it gave him a fighting chance. Because he had submitted a video, and in the video he was wearing that shirt. And I was like, I love that shirt so much. You're going in my selects. So if you're watching right now, stand up. Stand up and proudly say, that was me. I was in the duck raccoon shirt in my audition. So I guess I guess that there's one thing to take into note is a duck raccoon shirt will take you a long way. We'll always cast the right part for the role, and he did have a voice that we liked for the character when we were making that decision. But the duck raccoon shirt was pretty good. Mrs. Coalition just got me a shirt on Valentine's Day. That's like a Metallica themed shirt. But it's a bunch of raccoons. It says Rhythm with the Tism. I wore it. I forgot I was wearing it, and I was in a work Zoom meeting, and my coworkers were like, "What does your shirt say?" And I was like, "Oh, here you go." It got some solid laughs. Maybe I'll wear it on the next stream. You don't need to even petition that. I'll do it. I'm going to put one of these icy ledge boys on the side. Start a petition in the Discord. Let's see how many signatures it gets. Bzz, bzz. My phone be zipping. All right. There you go. All right. I need to finish up the rest of that, but I mean it's coming along well. It's better than the boxes that were here. All that was here was boxes before. That's the same thing that's over here. This was just boxes. So it's really cool to see it all come together. One of the things I love working in Unreal is just this idea of like writing a script and having an idea for what you want, and then just making that is super, super cool. So, that's something that I realized when working on Titanfall New Frontiers and some of the stuff in that. I was like, wait a second, I can literally just like make the stuff that I want. That is so cool. And so here we're doing it again. Doing more of it. But yeah, so I'm gonna continue to build out more of this, and yeah, then next week we'll see about doing a animation stream. But for now, I think we're gonna call it "Go Save the Sea Soldiers." Most important thing you can do, and we'll see you guys later. All right, I know I usually do like the fade out, but I'm gonna just scale up my webcam. I'm gonna scale up my webcam until it fades out. until I find something, a single pixel that's black that I can zoom in on. Hold on. Okay. We're we're fading out the stream now. Goodbye. Have a good night. I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get. I don't think I can scale it up. Hold up. Let me find a corner. Okay, bye everybody. Have a good one. This is how I fade out streams now. Bye bye.